All right, so let's take a look at implementing other types of relationship between classes. In this case, let's take a look at one-to-many relationships, such as a faculty might have multiple courses. Okay, so notice that the implementation from a relational database is that the courses might have a foreign key going back to the faculty, right? So that each child instance has a reference to the parent record, right? And so we have foreign key to a primary key. As opposed to how you would actually implement it in Java, right, where typically is goes from the parent down to the children. So let's see how that would look like in Java. So let's create the course class. So let's see, under data model, we can create the course data type. So this will be course. And under here, this will be an entity, obviously. So this is an entity, and it will have some of the fields here that are similar to all the other ones, such as ID and generated data value. So I'm just going to copy some of this from the user. I'm just going to copy this ID. Okay, that's going to be the same for the course. Let me close some of these things. I have too many things open here. There we go. So here we're going to paste that. Okay. And then let's add some of the non-primary fields here, such as just the name. So for now, let's keep it simple. It'll be just the name. All right? Okay. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to implement it so that you can navigate both ways. So one of the nice things about relational databases is you can the foreign key primary key relationship allows you to navigate both ways. As long as this is equal to that, right? You can join both classes. But in Java, typically typically it's only navigable one way, right? Such as if you have a parent, the parent will contain a collection of its children, right? Either as a list, an array list, an array, whatever, right? And so as long as you have the parent has many instances pointing to the children. But typically, the child doesn't have an inverse relationship that allows you to navigate back to the parent. That's typical, right? But here we're going to allow the navigation to go both ways, right? We'll have the parent have a collection of references to all the children that compose the parent, but each child will also have a reference back to the parent so they can navigate to their parent. So here, for instance, for the course, we'll have the faculty who authored the course, right? So here's the author. The author of the course was this faculty. Faculty. I don't know what's up with faculty. So we have this faculty that allows you to kind of like a doubly linked list, right? Where things are pointing to each other. You can navigate the tree from parents to children, and from the children you can go back to navigate to the parents. So anyway, so let's add the setters and getters to make this into Java Bean plus the constructor. The select. Actually, the default constructor is already by default provided for you, but typically, since I always provided an all argument constructor, when you declare an all argument constructor, you kind of lose the default constructor, so you have to declare it. So now I just have it as a just in my mind, just to always create the default constructor, right? Just to remind myself. Anyway, there we go. So we have the base of this. So from the faculty, we want to be able to have the inverse, right? Where the faculty can have a list of all the courses that they have authored. So authored courses. Okay. Well, let's just keep it just author. And let's load the list. So as far as Java is concerned, this is enough, right? I would obviously provide setters and getters for this, and that would allow me to create the relationship between the two, and presumably, if I add an authored course to the faculty, somehow the faculty obviously would be added to this list, but the inverse should be true as well. Where the course should know who the faculty that authored as well, right? So they should point to each other. So anyway, so as far as Java is concerned, this is enough, right? That to be able to model this relationship between the two. But to map this and store this in the database, we have to go a little further, right? We have to say, hey, there's multiple ways of implementing this in a relational database, right? The most common way is that the children point back to the parent as a foreign key primary key. Okay, but we can also implement it just as a mapping table as well. That's also an alternative. So let's use the default implementation. We're going to declare these fields as participating in a one-to-many and a many-to-many. A one-to-many relationship between the fields. So we annotate on each field where is the weak side and where is the strong side, right? Where is the one side and where's the asterisk side? Okay. So on this side, on the faculty, we are on the strong side. This one faculty has many authored courses, right? So we are on the one side on a one-to-many relationship. Right? So this is a one-to-many. Right, that's a one-to-many, and we need to say, okay, well, now that you are on the side of the one-to-many, how who are you being related to? Okay, I know that you're related to courses, but how is the inverse relationship being accomplished? Right, because there might be multiple pointers, right? There might be multiple references. For instance, the course might have many instances of faculty, right? Who authored the course? Who's actually teaching the course, right? They're both type faculty. I need to be able to distinguish, well, which one on the other side is referencing this one-to-many relationship. Okay, so here we have to say, how is this mapped? Mapped by. Mapped by the course is called author. So what we're saying here is that, hey, on the other side, right, the reference back to here is a field called author. Okay, so let's add the one-to-many. All right. So on the other side, we also have to say that this author is participating in this one-to-many relationship, right? In that on this side we are on the weak side of that relationship, right? On the other side we're on the strong side, on the one side. Here we're on the many side, so we're saying that we are participating in a many-to-one relationship. Okay, and let's load here. All right. Now, so this is all I need to map it to the database, right? As far as the database is concerned, that's all I really need, right? The problem here is that we also want to map it to URLs that are being shared with a RESTful service. Yes, right. Remember, there's two mappings occurring here, right? This Java class, all these Java classes, students, users, faculty, courses, right? All of these are being mapped to the database, but they're also being mapped to a JSON object. Right? Now, as the database is concerned, the only relationship between these two things is just a foreign key referencing a primary key. That's it. Okay. Now, for the JSON side, it's a little bit more complicated, right? Because on the relational side, it's a flat representation. Right? It's just a flat table with pointers referencing each other. Whereas in JSON does allow much more complex data representation, such as objects embedded inside of other objects, arrays of objects, including that they can be nested arbitrarily. Okay, so when the faculty is going to be mapped to JSON, what's going to look at this? It's going to look at author. It says, okay, all right, it's going to try and map it to an array, right? So if it returns the faculty, is going to say, all right, I'll return the string. Okay, that's fine. I know the office, I know the tenure, plus the username and password and first name and last name that I'm inheriting. All those are single valued data types. But this one is a multi-value data type. That maps to an array. An array of what? Of courses. Okay, all right, fine. I'll map the course object to a JSON object. Yes, and when it tries to map the course, it finds this. It says, okay, well, fine. I'll map the ID. That's easy. I'll map the name. Again, that's a string. That's fine. But now it finds an author. Right, and the author points to what? The original author that it was that includes this course, that it's in the original array, right? So it finds itself now in a circle, in a cycle, right? As it tries to navigate the entire object structure in Java, it tries to navigate the object structure, and you have a cycle. You have the list of courses points to the course, and the course points back to the faculty, and the faculty has an array of the same course, navigates to the course, and the course points back to the faculty. So you get this infinite loop, right? So what we need to be able to say here is to add a couple more mappings here to break the cycle, right? So to break the cycle, what we could do is say to break the cycle, we can say JSON ignore. It says don't map this to the JSON object, right? Just like a lot of these fields are automatically being mapped to fields in the database, all these fields are also being mapped automatically to JSON attributes, right? So we're going to break the cycle and say, no, don't map this, right? If they want to see the faculty, they'll have to do another query, or there'll be a lazy loaded, right, where you are only return this if you specifically ask for it. And you can break the cycle either on the author side or on the array side, right? Depends if you want to retrieve the faculty and you also want to see the list of courses without the embedded author, or if you want to access a course and you want to see the embedded faculty inside of the who authored this, right? Usually you don't want either, right? If you're asking for the faculty, you only want a list of faculties. Right, or if you want the course, you want the metadata for the course, right? And if you want more information about the author, you would do perhaps an additional query. Okay, all right. So let's add this JSON ignore right there, and we'll do the same thing for the faculty. We'll ignore this array of authored courses. Okay, all right. If you don't do this, you'll end up things will be stored correctly in the database and they'll be retrieved correctly from the database. But if you're exposing as a RESTful API, you'll find an infinite loop, an infinite cycle, and the server will complain. All right, so there we go. Let's restart the server. If we restart the server, we'll take a look at the schema that it creates for us. All right, so we go back to our database and we refresh. We'll see that now we have a course that wasn't there before that has fields, the primary key ID, the name, and then the foreign key author ID that is pointing back to the faculty. Okay, whereas the user hasn't changed at all, right? Again. The parents are unaware of their children. Well, that didn't come out right. The faculty here don't have references back to the. I'm sorry. Don't have references to the courses. It is the courses have references back to the faculty. All right, so let's see. We've created the relationships, and if we look at the schema for the course, we could see that it has created the appropriate keys and the appropriate constraints. Oops, what is this? I don't know where that came from. I guess it pasted it here. There it is. So the table course with the ID, the name, the author ID, the primary key for the ID, plus a random name for that constraint, and the author ID that is referencing the foreign key that is referencing the ID of the user. You see that? Right? No, all the references are there. Again, without us, doing any work on the SQL side. All right. So now that we have that relationship, we can start looking at actually adding courses to author. Saying that a particular faculty authored a course. So to do that, notice that we will have to make sure that the relationship is both ways, right? That it could be satisfied in any way. You can tell, hey, course, here's your author, or the other way around. I can tell the faculty, hey, this is the course that you have authored, and either way, right? The relationship should be met, right? I should be able to navigate any which way, and I should be able to set the relationship from any side of the relationship. Okay, so from the author side, from the faculty side. We can add a function here that can say that here are the authored course, and we can pass an instance to the course that we have authored. Okay, so basically what this will do is says, okay, fine. I'm going to take my list of authored courses and I'm just going to add this course to the list of courses I have authored, right? But plus, I'm going to have to tell the course that I am your author, right? This instance, right, is your author. So let's do that. So we'll check to see if the course, if we get the author, if it's not us. Right, if it's not us, well, I am going to be your author. If I am not already your author, right? So we're going to say course.set author this. Okay. The other thing is that what we're going to do is that we're going to add to the list of authored courses. We're going to say this.authored courses. We're going to add the course that you're giving us, right? We're just going to add it to it. Right, so if I just call author course, right, the relationship has already been established between the two. Right, I can just call it either from the faculty, or I should be able to call it from the course too. Right, I should be able to say from the course, set author, and so in the set author, right, this set author. What we're going to say is that yes, we're going to update my current author, but I should be able to set the inverse relationship as well, right? If you're my author, then I'm going to remember that, but you need to remember that I am your course, right? That I am one of your authored courses. So we're going to check to see if the author already. If we get the authored courses, if this course is already contained in that list, I don't want to add it again, right? So if you've done both ways, right? If you already call the other one, if this one should be ignored, right? And vice versa. So we're going to check to see if if this author, get authored courses, if it contains this course, right? So if it doesn't contain it, right, then we're gonna add it, right? So we're gonna say author get course add this. Okay, so if I'm not already there, add me. Okay. All right, excellent. So I can go both ways. I can just get if I have a hold of the course, I can just set the author there, or I can add it on the other side of the relationship. All right, so we got that. So now that we have that model, let's actually now create the relationship. Let's start adding new courses, new faculty, and let's create the relationship between the two. And we'll do that next.